Hi everyone and welcome to a very special preview episode of Inside the Circle. Today we're going to be looking at the Women's Group 2. Hi everyone and welcome back to another Inside the Circle podcast episode where we're doing another preview episode. It is Women's Group B, and again there is only one person that can do this, and it is Simon Mason.
Women's Pool B is a similarly spread affair in terms of rankings, from second in the world to 18th for South Africa. But the prediction of who might finish where could be just that little bit easier. Argentina come in top ranked team in the pool, second in the world, third in the Pro League. And actually, in terms of Olympic Games experience and medals, whilst they're seventh on Wikipedia, bizarrely, they're actually second in terms of the number of medals that they've won. So 3 silvers and 2 bronzes in recent times. Just to give you a little bit of context there, that Zimbabwe actually sit above them because Zimbabwe won a gold in 1980. So it just shows how the table doesn't quite work. Argentina sitting in 7th on that, but they have got 5 medals. People talk about the excitement of Jan Kunis and Granato, but for me, it'll all be about whether Trincinetti fires and creates the team around her. Exciting but stable. Creative but conservative at times, able to hold the team together, and what can they do as a unit, because when they play together they're dangerous, when they fragment they're not so much. Spain come in ranked 7th. Their big game is definitely going to be about the one about playing against Great Britain. Is those two teams I think will come 3rd, 4th in the pool, and if you come 4th you're going to play the Netherlands pretty much in that crossover, so desperate to avoid that. So can the speed of Segu really start to open up some defences? Clara Perez in goal, definitely going to have a busy tournament. So can their captain Maria Lopez get the emotional control in her side that they're going to need to ride maybe a couple of defeats against the higher ranked teams, but then get to that GB game in a really good place? Go to the bottom of the pool, USA down the bottom with South Africa as the 2 teams with the lowest ranking. They did get relegated out of the Pro League, but they've got some massive experience that's come through from that. The issue will be is if the teams read their distribution weakness. So when they press well, they're aggressive. When they sit back and they're a little bit hesitant, they struggle. And can Hoffman and Hamill deliver the distribution, be brave into midfield where Meredith Shoulder was outstanding in the Pro League? Can she get the ball in the end of the stick and be really, really positive? Can they get out of the bottom 2? Probably not, but certainly their fitness and work rate will suggest they'll want to try. You then go to GB, that GB Spain matchup that we've already talked about. Great Britain, it's been a bit of a roller coaster season through the Pro League. They've played some brilliant hockey, but they've also played some fairly average hockey. Can Laura Roper, the most medalled British hockey player of all time, have an impact? Can she use her experience to drive things forward? Can they find goals? Can Owsley link with Howard and create more opportunities for Great Britain? Because it's going to be goals that they'll be struggling for, that they'll need if they're going to get that really, really valuable 3rd place in the pool to avoid the crossover with the Netherlands. I don't think they're going to make top 2, but they could certainly get 3rd if they play well. Australia come in ranked 5th in the world. Brilliant Olympic experience in terms of 3 gold medals historically, but they've all been back 2000 and before that, so they're really not in great Olympic form if you look at the last 20 years, but they've got some fabulous players. Came into a mixed Pro League season. Can the ever-experienced Brooke Perris really start to deliver, turn herself back into a world force? They'll be looking to Grace Stewart for their goals, obviously, but how do they blend? Can they take some of the off-field conversations and put them out of their mind and deliver on the field, so that Katrina Powell's side can really step back into the frame at Olympic level? Finally, in the pool, South Africa, 18th in the world, coming to the tournament without a huge amount of international experience at the very top level. It's going to be tough. They've got some experienced players. They come into the competition with about 1,200 caps between the side, but when 750 of those are across 4 players, so for Dirkie Chamberlain coming back in, nearly 260, for example. Juanita Bob's the captain, one of the co-captains, similarly close to 200. Can they then harness the exuberance, the excitement of the youngsters to do anything in this pool other than just learn? to finish anywhere other than sixth is going to be a massive success for them. They'll come into it full of energy, but can we see? I think, however, the top four will be pretty set. Argentina, Australia, Great Britain and Spain. The key for this pool is going to be whether Great Britain and Spain finish third or fourth respectively and miss the Netherlands in that first crossover.
Cheers. Thanks a lot, Simon. That's really just talking about who's going to play the Netherlands, really, isn't it?
I think so.
That's what you can sum up from that.
Yeah.
But some really good points, highlighted some really good players there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, like Simon was saying, Argentina is the favourites for that group. They're the favourites if they play their style of hockey, which is fast flowing, great passing, moving off the pitch at a really good rate. If they start dribbling it too much into sticks, into corners, that's where it's going to go wrong for them. They'll struggle to get any further in the knockout games, I think, if they go to revert to that style of hockey.
Dare I say it would get a bit messy?
Yes, it would. You can't dare to say it. Yeah. Again, the Spain GB teams, it relies on how they do against each other, which will determine how far then they get in the knockout games, because no one wants to face the Dutch that early on when they're playing such good hockey all year round. Yeah,
GB really need to sort of pick up the points and get that match, go into that match against Spain on a real high, and really just, put the pressure on, get the goals. Spain, like, they're just so quick at times.
They are.
Really are.
They are. That's the game to watch in that group, I think. USA, a great addition once again. They came out of the pro league, like Simon said, but I think that experience could help them. They might get a point here and there. They mightn't do as well as maybe they think, but I think that could be something that teams might underestimate and get a couple of sort of shocks, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
I think to do well, they need to play on the front foot, and they need to play like typical Americans, a bit cocky, a bit arrogant, and I think that might actually do them better.
I think it's the only way they've got to go into the games.
I think so.
Like that.
The players that Simon mentioned, the likes of Hoffman, really nice player, great style of hockey, and I think that Adidas in a bright pink stick really helps with it. What lets her down is
her school shoes.
Yes, her black hockey shoes. A bone bear of, I think, most people in this building, that they just look like school shoes. They don't look right on a hockey pitch.
It's like you've forgotten your PE kit and you gotta go out in your school shoes.
You have to go in your school shoes.
And it just looks horrendous.
I've had to do it. I've forgotten my hockey shoes many times during school and had to wear them. So that's all I see when people are wearing them on the pitch. You've got this bright blue or green pitch, and then they stand out.
Oh yeah,
personally, for the wrong reasons.
Yes,
because I think they look silly. But you've got all these other options. You've got, the Mizuno ones, which are this neo lime, which are brilliant. They'll stand out really well on that blue. You've got Osaka with their range of colours they have. Their whites, their sort of tealy cascade.
And Adidas, they've got their blue shoe.
Yes, they have a blue shoe, which again would stand out really well on a blue pitch, not the black. I wore pink Dita shoes for years because everyone wanted bright shoes, and equally it was so mum could see me on the hockey pitch. I just can't get over the black. It's but really,
everyone's doing a black. So Mizuno got a black shoe, Adidas black shoe, Osaka black shoe. They've got it. I mean, the Nike ones that have sold out were all white.
That's true.
They were in and out, no problem. The grey one has been a little slower, but it's still a great looking shoe.
It is, and it's a good looking shoe when it's on.
Oh, again, the fit, everyone has said.
They stand out on the pitch opposed to it's a black shoe on the pitch. I just can't get over it. Yeah. No, speaking of sort of bright elements, you've got the hockey roos, and they're nice yellow and gold, or they're gold and green is more their colours, but they, I think, are just lacking the final third finish.
They're just not getting there at the end, are they?
Yeah, and it's a real shame because it's such a great hockey nation, like with the men. It's just something that I think if they turned on for this games, I think it would set them for another few. There's nothing stopping them being a Dutch team, like the women. I think it's just taking that experience from all the other tournaments and players and games that they've had.
Yeah, they really have lacked. I mean, they're hardly on the medals table within the Olympic sort of cycle and things like that. They've really just not pulled it together at the Olympics. They've always just disappointed at the end, really. So that
yeah, and look, at least they have experience, something that South Africa
definitely
probably
don't
lack.
Yeah,
sorry, they have experienced players.
Yes. Yeah.
They don't have experience in these sort of tournaments.
Yeah, they really do need bigger exposure to the bigger events and allowing their players coming through, because I mean, as Simon said, they've got high caps, but just with 3 or 4 players.
Yeah.
So that means there are other players there that are going to come through.
Yeah,
they just need to get into these big events, and playing at the Olympics, they'll see that they'll be playing behind in a stadium with crowds.
So they'll not experience that before.
A good few of them will not have done so. I just think, as Simon said, they're going to struggle to not finish 6th.
Yes.
Anything above that would be a real bonus, but really, I can't see them doing that much.
And they're a team that you want to see do well.
Yes.
Again, similar to all the other teams that haven't had this experience in the games, you want to see them do well. You want them to come into this environment and go, God, this is what hockey's meant to be. This is why we play it. This is why everyone loves it. So you want to see them go out and have fun and not have these moments of, God, we've been thrashed and heads go down and all of that sort of stuff. So
goalkeeper's going to be busy.
Always are. It'll be interesting to see what keepers come out in the colours.
Yeah, I think there'll be a couple of colour ways that people will maybe try and look at and be different. I know that Obo will maybe put in a couple of stars and different things into some of the Aussie stuff. When Alicia McFerrin played, there was a run on yellow. When Mally Hinch played, there's orange and red combo, which you just wouldn't
never have expected,
never thought of. But it'll be interesting to see if there's a trend out of this. Mercian, you'll know Mercian a mile off. It's that bright red foam and everything else. Davy Hart probably playing in TK.
Yes.
He generally plays in black. They might do a colourway for him, or he'll maybe come out with a different colourway.
Great to see him with green. That would be cool.
Ooh, that would be good. Good thinking.
Yeah.
He'd probably just stick a shamrock on it, to be honest.
Yes.
But I mean, it'll be interesting to see what trends colour wise come out of the games. I think there'll be a strange colour way somewhere.
There will be. There always is. And hopefully, guys, this is the last group for the previews stuff, and we've got the predictions episode next, which is between myself, Alan, and maybe Simon, guessing who our top 3 teams are going to be, and a wild card, because it's always fun to have them. And thank you very much for watching. Leave in the comments below what teams you think might do well in this group, and thank you very much for watching.
Well, we need to get your quiz.
I was trying to avoid that because it did so poorly the last time.
Right. So look, Netherlands have won the most medals in women's Olympics.
Yes.
How many? Give us a number.
10.
Ooh, 9. Ooh. Okay, the next team is sitting with 5. Okay, Simon gave it away a bit. He did mention them. They did really well several Olympics ago, but have really sort of died off.
He mentioned them, so Argentina.
Spot on. And in third place, GB with 4.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is great to see. Obviously, Rio, they were Olympic champions in Rio.
That's true.
But yeah, four medals. It's brilliant.
Again, with their Olympic run being so young, the numbers aren't as big. They don't have that spread.
1980.
Yeah, but that's interesting to see that GB have done well. Again, like you said, Rio, they pushed back the news, which is just incredible. That never happened. Yeah. But look, guys, thank you very much again for watching. Like I said, leave your comments below to see what teams you think might do well in this group. And thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.